Hey guys, welcome back to Lovecraftian Gamer. It's daylight outside. It's the first time I've shot in the daylight on this channel. I still have the green lights on because, aesthetic. It's my lunch break right now, and that's why it's the day. This is my work from home space. But I decided to kick this on and go ahead and shoot a episode of a game that I really, really love. It's called 20 Minutes Till Dawn. It's a time box SynBlitz game. That's our coined term for these games. You'll see in a moment. Synergy Blitz or SynBlitz. 20 minutes, kill all the monsters, get as powerful as you can. So this is the opening screen. Awesome aesthetic. The color palette's just perfect. I love this game. I love it. Yeah, so these are your characters. They each have different abilities. You can see on the screen here. Who do I want? Let's go real crazy. Let's go with Spark. She calls down lightning. I'm gonna go with what I know for the purpose of this video, which is the bat gun. Yeah, so we're just gonna go with a 20-minute survival. And then the darkness level is a difficulty. I'm gonna go to darkness 12 because that's where I'm at. Quick play is 10-minute survival, faster XP, no achievements, and then there's endless mode where you just go as much as you can. Oh, one other thing. We have the runes, and this is what I have enabled right now. I'm not gonna go through them all. This isn't a strategy video, but this is what I've got, and you can see I've got them maxed out. Okay, let's do this. So I am gonna play on controller. I'm gonna play, and let's go to the temple. You can already see we've got some Lovecraftian guys here. And here we go. We are twin stick. So I've got left stick is movement, right stick is aim, and then right trigger. Right now I have it set up as shoot. You'll notice I walk slower when I shoot. And the bat gun will seek out enemies. And if you haven't seen it yet, there's some little dots dropping. Those are XP, and you'll see my XP bar going up on the top. And here we go. We got a power up. I'm not gonna dive too deep into these, but rapid fire. That's what we want. We want as many sprites on the screen as we can. There we go. You can see her lightning, Spark's lightning blast going off, which is amazing. And since it's a chance, oh, my shield just got popped. Since it's a chance to call in lightning, we just want as much fire rate as we can. And then we'll pair that with some movement and additional lightning abilities if we can. Here we go, haste, make us faster. Oh yeah, look at that. These guys can't handle it now. Now, if you play on the Steam Deck, you can set up the shooting on a toggle, or you can set it to your touch on your stick. And so when you aim the stick for the targeting, they fire. It's awesome. I like it a lot. Here's some more fire rate along with reload rate. Good strategy. So I think this is the first time I've used the term SynBlitz on a video, maybe. Depends on when this comes out. Maybe not the first time for you, but the first time I've used it. So SynBlitz is a term that Scarzar, Heroin for Hire, and I all come up with. And it's Synergy Blitz. And that's because games like Vampire Survivors don't really have a name. Oh, here we go, Electromage. So this is gonna call down additional lightning bolts. Got a heart too, I didn't need that, but yeah, so SynBlitz, it's Synergy Blitz. Basically you try to have a synergy build that deals a lot of damage or movement or whatever so that you can survive. And so that's the synergy part, and then the blitz part is just usually these are time-based, and it's a enemy rush, and so we called it SynBlitz. So go tag your favorite Vampire Survivors clone as a SynBlitz game if you want to get on the SynBlitz train. I'm gonna go with Magnetism. I like that. This is gonna pull the XP to me better. And hopefully I'll be firing so fast before too long that they won't be able to get to me. Alright, so immediately you can see how Lovecraftian the monsters are. Here we go. So, yep, I like this. This is run and gun. I'll be able to walk faster while shooting. Huge benefit. And you can see I'm just killing these guys by popping them. They have proximity explosive. These guys are a little bit tough because they have the white on them, just like my bats do. Alright, more bullets. Yep, there we go. So you can see my spread is horrific now. That's good. I want to give a shout out to Get Good Fox. That's who I learned about this game from while watching some State of Decay 2 videos. Oh, we got a boss. Whew. I think we're gonna get out of there. Alright, pickup range 20%. XP pickup has 10% chance to refill ammo, so we don't have to reload. That's pretty cool. I'm kind of liking this though. Oh yeah, this is what we want. So if you saw on the right, the abilities branch out into other abilities. And so sometimes you got to take one that's not too good for your build to get to the one that you want. Just like any Sin Blitz game. I'm gonna get rid of this boss. He'll probably have a good chest in him. Yeah, there we go. Usually the chest will have something for the character you're playing. So we get lightning strikes, inflicting burn now. So that's cool. Sometimes they have a negative impact also. Alright, so this is what I was talking about. So Splinter, I picked up that big bullet earlier. The right branch of that cycle there is Splinter, where enemies explode into more bullets. That might be something we want. Split fire is good too because we actually get the bullet coming out of the back and we don't have reduced damage on that bullet. This one's also good. Ooh, this is tough. Ooh, I think we want this one because we want to get to that big multi-shot attack, so let's go with this. This will also help it where we have a little more standing power because we are going to get surrounded. You can bank on that. Got some chaos starting to ensue here. Now the other levels are not just a box like this. They're actually endless or close to endless levels. Similar to what Vampire Survivors is, even though Vampire Survivors is technically a huge map. It feels endless most of the time. And so, yeah, that's how this is also. There we go. We got our multi-shot. We're doing good now. And of course, I'm kind of running cheese with this build. All I have to do is get the bullets out of my gun and not get touched. Which is kind of the whole premise of a Sin Blitz game, but this one's a little more cheese because you can see the bullets that are flying behind me are actually hooking around and going and finding an enemy. And to start with, that is pretty nasty. Yep, so we're going to want Energized. Lightning strikes an enemy, there's a 20% chance automatically refill, which means we're probably not going to have to reload anymore. Yeah, you can see there that kind of boosting sound is my gun refilling. Oh. Well, I didn't want that to happen. That boss he got me. He got me. Alright, so the cool thing is, for the purpose of this video, that is 20 minutes till dawn. It's a fabulous game. I love it so much. I actually like it more than Vampire Survivors for just grab and play. Vampire Survivors is cool to if you want to put an hour in, but for this, like I said, I have enough time to do another run on my lunch if I want. Okay, so that's 20 minutes till dawn. So I'm gonna rate it. And we have 3 categories that we're gonna rate on. We have lore, which is going to be how much was the game tied to Lovecraft lore? It can be the game's own Lovecraft version, own version of Lovecraft lore. It can be actual Lovecraft lore. Either way, just is it tied to some lore? We have aesthetic, so does it feel like a Lovecraft story or a Lovecraft-based story? That can kind of go 2 ways. So one end of it is like your noir or even like very tight settings is what Lovecraft is known for. Very, very intimate settings. Maybe some eerie, like Dunwich, kind of an eerie feel to it. Dank would be a good word. The other end of it is maybe we have alien, true cosmic horror, foreign locations, things like that. So it's kind of hard to put our thumb on, but we're going to say, does it feel Lovecraft? Is the aesthetic. And then finally, we're just going to go to gameplay. This is kind of a contrast to the other 2. The other 2 are how Lovecraftian is it? And the gameplay is it a game that's worth playing? Because what I find is usually if it nails the first 2 or one of the first 2 really well, it doesn't have good gameplay. And if it has good gameplay, it really won't nail one of the other 2 very well. That's what I find with Lovecraft games. So let's get into it. 20 minutes till dawn. Lore, it has nearly 0 lore. The lore is mixed between fantasy and dark elements, gothic elements. We have vampires, we have witches. So it's almost Halloween themed more than it is Lovecraft themed in the lore. And there is no lore content. So there's no references to any traditional Lovecraft themes. There's no lore even to the game itself. It really doesn't have a story. So we are going to dock it on that. It basically scores a 0 out of 5 on lore because there is no lore. That's okay. Because when we go to aesthetic, I'm going to give it some points for aesthetic. The monsters themselves are mostly Lovecraftian themed. They're all squids, tentacles, piles of eyeballs, gelatinous blobs. There are some bats, but those bats kind of look like what you might think an Elder Thing would look like. There is a dragon, completely out of place. He's just straight up a dragon. Like, looks like he's from Pokemon, kind of. But I would say aesthetically, the monsters nail it. The areas do not. The levels are pretty generic. The trees I love. The trees, we didn't show those, but the trees are super Lovecraftian. They're creepy trees. I like creepy trees. So aesthetic, I'm going to give it a 2. Yeah, let's go 2. I like 2 because I would say it had some of the elements there to be aesthetically Lovecraft. It was identifiable as Lovecraft, but it's really just a black background with some sprites on it, right? So, not really docking it, just saying it doesn't rank real high because it's not there. The contrast to those is going to be gameplay. I think the gameplay is phenomenal. It's exactly what a Simblitz game should be. It's not over the top like Vampire Survivors where there's 100 characters and a million gun combinations and all this stuff with 80 levels. So it's less than Vampire Survivors in scope, but the gameplay is exactly what it needs to be. Tight, fun, it runs well, there are no hitches, it's just straight up good. It has free expansions, which is awesome. Not really a gameplay element, but free expansions. It's free expansions. So for gameplay, I'm gonna go 4. I think it's a 4, and so that's kind of how I rank it. The score is really kind of meaningless, right? We're just saying. I mean, it's arbitrary. Really, what we're saying is it's good gameplay. It has some Lovecraft aesthetic. Not really any lore content. If you're deep into the lore thing, storytelling, that kind of thing, stay away. But if you want an awesome Sim Blitz game that is Lovecraftian themed, this is a good game. Go for it. Thanks for watching Lovecraftian Gamer.